Time to turn the focus to the Olympics. And as the preliminary round came to an end, we saw an incredibly entertaining, but from an American standpoint, disappointing result against Canada in women's hockey play. But the chance to earn your way back to the gold medal game for the U.S. comes on our time Thursday night, a late one with Czechia providing the opposition. Buffalo native Hayley Scamurra is with us from Beijing. Great to see you, Hayley. How are you?
I'm good. It's good seeing you guys too.
Yeah, this is how do you describe everything you're going through? An Olympic experience, sitting in on a Zoom call, the world's still not normal, another chance hopefully down the road to play Canada. Like, this has to be a pretty crazy time.
It's unreal. There's just so many things happening all at once, and you're just with all these other Team USA athletes, and then you're with all these other athletes from around the world, and it's really a unique once-in-a-lifetime experience that I'm just trying to take in everything as I go.
Well, I know you've played a lot of hockey growing up and, through with Team USA, but had you ever been to China or to any other places like this? Like, what's the farthest you had traveled, and how is the adjustment with 13-hour difference? Like that has to slap you in the face when you first get there.
Yes, that was really difficult. I think the furthest I've gone was Finland for hockey. And okay. I think that's only like 7 or 8 hours. And that was a pretty quick adjustment. This is the most time change I've ever dealt with. And it was really hard because we got in super late at night. So you just passed out right away, but then you're up at like 4 a.m. because it's actually 4 p.m. back home. So it's just, it was tough. It was about a week, I would say, to like fully adjust.
Wow. And the time of the games are different too, because you guys either play at like 9 o'clock at night or noon. That's never really the time you guys are used to play as well, right?
Yeah, so the 9-10 games were tough because then we finally got adjusted to the time, and then all of a sudden we have to like teach our bodies to stay up even later. So we were all like kind of prepping and staying up as late as possible before those games, but it was hard because then we didn't get home until probably 2 a.m. and then you're still kind of high on adrenaline. So people weren't sleeping until like 3:30. Wow. And then we had back-to-back games like that too. So that was hard. And opening ceremonies the night before that. So it's been a lot.
Well, you're smiling for one. And aside from the opening ceremonies, it just sounds a lot like college to me.
That's what I've been saying. People ask me to describe it. I'm like, it's kind of like college, but like a lot cooler than college. Like,
yeah, touche. I can imagine. I mean, I can't imagine. Like, it's just. So, what's been the coolest part then so far?
Opening ceremonies is up there. Yeah. That was incredibly cool. And you just walk into this like stadium that was lit up, and they had like the rings all lit up with our flag, and you're walking with all your other teammates basically, and all the other Team USA athletes, and you all have this like shared experience and representing your country, and it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. It was awesome.
How do you pack for the tournament? Because you got so much swag, right? You get all USA, but do you get it when you get to China? Do you get it before you leave? I saw on your Instagram you guys went like basically shopping to all these like, Nike and all these different locations, and they get you all decked out. So how do you pack? Do you come back with like 5 more bags than what you left with?
Yeah. So, I mean, the girls were telling us, they're like, don't pack much. And I'm like, how can we not pack much? Like, how is this possible? So all we really had to bring were like clothes you sleep in, and then like your dress clothes for games, and like everything else they give you. So then in processing, which was in LA before we left for Beijing, we got to go to like Ralph Lauren and try on like our opening and closing ceremonies outfits. And then they like packed it up for us in like duffel bags. Then we went to Nike, tried on stuff there, and then they packed that up for us. We got Skims. We got, what else did we get? I'm looking in my room right now, but yeah, a bunch of stuff. And it was so cool. And then they packed it up for us. And then like the next day, I think we like had to put bag tags on all of our bags. So we had 3 big duffel bags full of clothes that got put onto the charter plane for us. So then we didn't see them until we got to Beijing.
That's pretty cool. I mean, and all of this is things you're going to keep. And the experience is just amazing, right? Because you guys are doing it. But but different than a world championship or any other hockey tournament you've been a part of. Now there's figure skating, there's skiing, there's luge, there's all of these athletes, but it's a different time. So do you guys have interaction with any of the other athletes? Is there like a USA area? The Olympic Village must be different than what other experiences had been for some of the repeat Olympians. So how does that work? Have you met anybody that you're like, wow, this is cool, I got to meet this skier or this snowboarder?
Yeah, so I mean, at opening ceremonies we got to meet Shaun White, which was super cool. He was super nice, super humble. We were in line with him kind of waiting to get into the stadium, and he was taking a GoPro video, a phone video, like for all of his like different networks and stuff. But he was great. He has to take a picture with our team, which I thought was really cool. So on his phone, he has that. So that was really cool. But like our building in the village, we live with there's other Team USA athletes in other dorm rooms, basically. Yeah. So there's like long track speed skating, short track speed skating in here, figure skating. So we've been able to like chat a little bit, and then we can actually go to other events, which is awesome. So we got to go to figure skating, which was really cool, and then long track speed skating so far. But some of like the snowboarding events are like really far away, so we can't get there. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, so that part, we've been able to interact a little bit, but probably not as much as a typical Olympic year.
Did you have a chance to talk to Shaun White other than the photo op and video op? And I mean, he's, to Marty's point, he's been around. I'm just wondering if he was able to share or impress any previous experiences and differences and, kind of encouragement to be able to soak in this moment, even if it is a little different.
Yeah, I mean, he was just saying like how special all of it is. He's like, honestly, every time feels like a first time, kind of, just because of how unique and awesome it all is. And especially the opening ceremonies, he was acting like it was his first time, kind of, so he just like taking every moment and just have fun with it all.
Well, it is his last time, although he says it's going to be his last time. Who knows? He may come back again for 2 or 3 more Olympics. Let me ask you this. You talk about figure skaters, speed skating. Maybe an impromptu this or that. If you had to be asked to do one other discipline and they put the figure skating or the figure skate or the speed skate, because they're completely different than hockey skates, which one would you pick? And which one would you say, no, I'm staying away from that?
I think I would have to pick the long track or short track speed skating, because probably short track. Figure skating, not good with the edges. I think that would just be tough for me. There's no way I could do the spins and everything.
Yeah, the toe pick may catch you a couple of times, but those speed skates, they're so long and the blades are so sharp. I don't know how they, like the short track, how they don't hit blades more often. I know it happens, but it gets really, really tight.
Yeah, that's what we noticed too. And then we were also saying like they can't even really stop. Like they race, they have to just kind of like slow down. And I was like, I don't think I would like not being able to stop.
Well, we learned from JJ Peterka that he dabbled in short track speed skating when he was getting in, and he was using hockey skates at the time. So I think we need to evolve that side of short, because I mean, all hockey players, I think, would love the opportunity to race around in their comfortable own skates. But you're right. Like, honestly, the fact that the blades are that big on the short track speed skaters, to me, blows my mind. I kind of get it on the bigger ones, but I don't know, the danger factor.
Close together.
Yes, exactly. It's just like, yeah. Well, do you want to talk about hockey, or are we just going to talk about everything else?
We can talk about hockey. I'm good with that.
What was that like? I mean, your team fires 53 shots against Canada. Here, I'm skipping ahead, of course, through all the victories and on all that. But the Canada game, the Canada rivalry is what everybody always talks about, and we all stayed up late to watch it. What's your takeaway from the game?
Man, it was definitely frustrating, I think, but it was also, I think it just shows like how strong our team is. I think we dominated most of the game. I think we just got to put in those second and third chances more often. I think we were really close, but couldn't quite get there. And then just sharpen up a little bit defensively. But I think we learned a lot from it. And I think, we're going to come back stronger from it. And I don't have a doubt in my mind we can beat them.
No, I felt it was very physical, and I know you guys played a lot over the off season, getting ready for the tournament and the Olympics. But how hard was it to play? Russian Olympic Committee and I think it was Switzerland or whatnot, like the 3 games, and then the 2 games, and then you play Canada, and it's much more physical and much more intense and much more faster than the games before. Was that an adjustment, or did you guys reacted to it pretty quickly?
Definitely an adjustment, but I think we reacted pretty quickly. I think, yeah, at first in that first period, I think we were a little off with our passing, a little off with, shooting, stuff like that, because like you have less time and they're on you a little bit quicker. But I mean, I think we adjusted pretty well.
Marty, are you going to bring up the 3-headed goalie monster?
Well, I want to, but I don't want to, because I mean, you played with Nicole Hensley. I know her because she was here years ago playing for the Buttes, and I really think I like how she plays. I think she's an unbelievable goaltender. And then, she played her 1 game and she hasn't dressed the last 2. So I don't want to put in controversy, but how does that feel and look around the room that you guys have 3 goalies that I know you guys are really confident with all 3 of them, but you don't know who's going to, well, maybe you do now, but who's going to play Czechia in the quarters, who's going to play in the semi, who's going to, assuming you guys keep on going, who's going to be playing the gold medal game. Like, is that tough? Because I know the feeling from the goalie standpoint, but how is it for you and being a player and talking with your teammate?
I mean, for us, we truly, we have faith in all 3 of our goalies. I think they're all very strong goalies, and we would do well with any of them, honestly. Yeah. I think we're set with all 3 of them, and I think that's what sets us apart too. We have a lot of depth in that area. And as players, yeah, we trust all 3 of them the same, I would say. So it doesn't really affect us too much with who is playing or not. And they're really good. Like, they're such a good trio. Like, they get along really well and they're supporting each other regardless of who's dressing and who's not.
And one more too. I know your line usually gets back on the ice. Like, if you guys score a goal, you're the first line back to keep the momentum. If you give up a goal, you're the first line back. But Canada scores to make it, I believe it was 2-2. And I'm looking for you guys to get on the ice, and your line's not on the ice. And then Canada scores right away to make it 3-2. Then finally your line gets on the ice to gain the momentum back. I mean, are you sitting on the bench like, oh, that's our job? Like, we're supposed to get back out there after Canada scores, and we weren't there, and they scored again. Like, did you feel a little bit like, like we missed that opportunity to get out there and do our job?
Not really. I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest. I just, I'm just there and I'm ready when they call me, and we'll go out and we'll do our job. And, but yeah, I mean, I think we also have like really good depth in our lines as well. I think you can put anyone out there, and I think you gain the momentum back, honestly. So, I think that was just tough luck, bad turnover, but I mean, it happens, right? Like, and they were just able to capitalize on our few mistakes, I think.
Yeah, I had to go back and look at it because I'm like, wait a minute, like that's Hayley's supposed to be out there after Canada make it 2-2, and let's go, like send them out there, and I had to go back and look at the replay a couple of times, and just going back to the 1 goal you guys scored, I think it was against the Russian Olympic Committee. You came out of the corner, you fired a pass to your teammate in the slot for the 1-timer. Like, how did that feel? You guys are creating, you guys are scoring as a line. Like, that had to feel pretty cool, right?
That felt great. Yeah, I think our line really started clicking that game because we hadn't really played together until, everything happened in the first game. And so I think we kind of started rolling a little bit together, getting chances and building that chemistry. And I think that was super helpful to actually be on the scoreboard. I think that helped our confidence a lot, especially going into the Canada game. I thought our line played really well together.
Mm-hmm.
You radiate positivity through all of this chaos and scheduling and all the rest of it. Has that kind of been your trademark over your career?
I would say so. Yeah. I think I try to put a positive spin kind of on everything. And then, like just looking at the positives on all sides, like if things didn't work out, I'm like, all right, well, it's been fun. Like when it wasn't working out with USA Hockey at first, I'm like, well, I'm having fun with Buffalo and making it work here, and I'll do my best here and see where that leads me. And I think that's definitely helped me throughout my career.
Any text message or emails that you've gotten from support that you're like, wow, I haven't talked to this person in 15 years or whatever? Like, you know, people coming out of the woodwork saying, congratulations, good luck. Like anything weird that stands out?
There's been a lot. Yes. I'm trying to think, like old neighbors I've got messages from, just things like that. My mom's getting a lot of them too. And she's like, I haven't talked to this person in like 10 years. It's great. I love it, but brings everyone together, you know?
Absolutely. The power of sport and obviously the game that we love. Good luck against Czechia. And thank you, Hayley, so much for taking the time at this crazy time. Oh, by the way, what are the accommodations like?
Okay. Our rooms are really nice. Have you heard about the beds and stuff?
I have not.
No.
They're like remote controlled. I have the controller here. So you can set it for like if you're reading in bed and it bends the top so you're sitting up and it bends at your knees so your knees are like bent and comfortable. Nice. Same with the bed, or there's a TV one for watching TV. And then you can move the head and the feet as much up and down as you want. And there's also a 0 gravity setting.
Wow.
And that puts your head down and your feet like up, which I haven't done. Apparently that's good for sleeping. But anyway, yeah, so it's actually quite nice.
Good. That is great to hear. I think everybody fixates on, you know, terrible inconveniences and things like that. So
was it Sochi or Pyeongchang that had the toilets next to each other without a door separating them? Like it was like the pictures on social media were awful. So I'm glad that you guys are well taken care of in Beijing. So that's good.
Yeah.
Hayley, thanks so much. Enjoy and good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.